and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick. My name is Callie Say, and I'm here at Transwest in Horse Trailer Sales. For those of you that aren't familiar with us, we are Cimarron and Logan dealers, as well as we have a wide variety of used trailers here on the lot. So, as you can see, we've got this really cool little bumper pull behind me. This is a sold unit. This is a Cimarron 2-horse bumper pull. It is their Norstar model. This is a pretty standard trailer from the exterior. You're not gonna, if you're driving down the road, it's gonna look like a lot of other bumper pulls out there, but the cool thing about these custom built trailers is that the customers can take a trailer we have on order as long as it's within a certain time frame, or they can start from scratch. They can put their own spin on things based off of previous trailers, based off of previous designs, so they can have the trailer that they've really dreamed of. So this is a trailer that I actually built with my customer, and how the build process works is we start with something very similar to what they wanted. They gave me the list of requirements. I found a trailer that was on order that was pretty similar, and then we started modifying it from there. So when you start working on the build process, you get a drawing, something like this, and then a quote sheet, something like this. So what we do is we go back and forth, we look at videos. If you're able to come in here in person, we can walk through some of the trailers we have on the lot, and we go through and we make changes so that it is exactly what you want. When you're ready to sign off, you get one of these nice little sheets here, you sign off, you date it, and then this trailer gets on order. There's a little bit more to that, but that's kind of the basic gist of the process. So she wanted a 2-horse bumper pull. She's got some mules that she's going to be taking around, so they're going to get a really nice upgrade over their previous trailer. She really thought this one out. She's wanted it for a long time, so this is the result of that. First thing, we're going to start up here. Just got the Sidewind Jack here. You can upgrade it to an electric over hydraulic or electric jack if that's something you want. Some people, they just don't want to sit there and crank all day anymore. This trailer is only about 2,700 pounds empty, so it's not going to be something that's super hard to move up and down, but it is an option if you're looking for it. You've got your 2 safety chains, as well as your breakaway cable here. If for any reason your trailer was to become disconnected from your tow vehicle, this is supposed to, by law, be connected separate from your chains, so that if it becomes too far away from your vehicle, it's going to pull on your brakes here, and it's going to lock up those brakes so your trailer doesn't go careening down the road. The most important part is just make sure you're hooking your trailer up properly. Make sure you're latching your coupler here, and everything is how it should be, but mistakes do happen, accidents happen, so it's nice to have that little extra backup feature there. On this nose here, we've got this nice steel plate. This stainless steel nose sheet is just going to be a lot more hardy to any road blast that might come up and hit this trailer. So this 050 aluminum white sheet, it's really beautiful. We want it to look and stay beautiful for a long time to come. So we protect it with this stainless steel nose sheet here, as well as this diamond plate underneath. It's going to take a lot more abuse. One of the things we want to do is we want to keep these trailers as nice as we can for as long as we can. Helps with resale value. It's just a lot of people have pride in their trailers, so we just try and make it a little easier in that respect. All right, so right here we've got this nice big tack room, and this is where she started making some of her major changes. So we did line and insulate this entire tack room here. Your Cimarron roof is already going to come standard insulated. It's got a FiberTech roof. It's really cool. It's got a honeycomb core. I'll do another video here soon on the roof itself, but it makes it really strong, gives it an R3 thermal value, and it's really resistant to big dents such as hail. So we really like these roofs, but the sidewalls in here, she went ahead and had those insulated and carpeted as well. She wants a place she can come hang out at a clinic, or maybe throw a bedroll down here if she really needs to. So she made it a little more homey for herself. On this door, she has this big tack door organizer. If you don't want one of these, you can always go ahead and throw a brush box here. She opted for the door organizer. This window here is going to be really nice. You can crack it open get some air going through here. So she's got her blankets and pads in here. They're gonna be able to dry off as she's driving. Big 42-inch wide door with the swing out saddle rack. We do these larger doors on these swing outs, and that's because it gives us enough clearance to actually be able to put these saddles back in place. So it tucks nicely back there, but we want you to have plenty of clearance. The worst thing that can happen is I have a lot of people complain about their swing outs not having enough room for their saddles to actually fit out the door. So big door, really, really helpful. It also makes it so that you can step in and beside it and still get into your tack room when it's out. I think that's a really important feature that a lot of people forget about on these swing outs. So in here you'll see a couple of our other upgrades. We've actually got a 12-volt battery down here on the floor with a battery disconnect. So if she wants to use this trailer at night, she's not hooked up to her tow vehicle, or at least her tow vehicle isn't on and getting her power, she can still run her lights. She's got a little 12-volt fan here that works at the push of a button, and a little crank so she can crank it up and down. So she can get some airflow moving through here and be really, really comfortable. Bridal hooks on this wall here. You'll notice that when we get to the back there, she's also got a folding rear tack, so she's got some more bridal hooks back there. Nice big water tank on the side here, 25 gallons by High Country Plastics. These little corner water tanks work great on these little tack rooms. They take up what's usually a lot of unused space. You can either use them, if you never have to use them, that's great. It's better for your resale value, but it's really nice for those of you that want to go trail riding. You don't want to have to carry a lot of water in your tow vehicle. You can bring your water from home and not have to worry about your horses not having it on the drive. On this saddle rack here, these holders are adjustable, as well as the blanket pulls on this post. And another thing you'll see is that she actually did this on purpose. She has a swing out here and a removable back in the rear tack, and that's so if she does want a little more room up front, she can take these off of this holder here. She'll still have the hardware here, but it's really nice and tucked out of the way. But she can move all this stuff to her rear tack and get it all out of the way. Last little feature that she's got in here that's pretty cool, she did a little pass-through door. So if she's using this first stall as a lot of storage, if she's stopped somewhere, she doesn't have to go all the way around and open the rear doors in order to get into this stall area here. On these 2-horse bumper pulls, our axles are a little too far forward for us to do an escape door most of the time, unless you've got like a really, really long 2-horse bumper pull. So having the option to have a little place to get into your horse area without having to go all the way around is just a really nice little feature. On this side here, this is a really bright, pretty trailer, but it's got quite a glare on it. You've got this 16-inch awning light over this hip side here. This is generally where you're going to be tacking up. So we've got 2 tie rings here. Makes it really easy if you're tacking up at night or untacking, feeding your horses. Anything in this general area, you're going to be able to see what you're doing. Those are LED lights, so they're going to put off a lot more light than your standard lights. They're going to last a lot longer, and they use a lot less power draw. So if you're going off your battery, it's a really, really great option to have. It also lights up this step area here. So these fold down steps I know are a big favorite for everybody here. We don't really build an inventory trailer anymore without a fold down step. These running boards, although they're a really great option, they're a lot higher up and they're a lot skinnier than these big fold down steps. So we like to option these trailers with those fold downs. Makes it a million times easier to get in and out of your trailers. 2 3,500-pound axles on this trailer. Plenty of axle underneath this one for what she's going to be using it for. Every Cimarron comes standard with an aluminum wheel, so that is their new style wheel you see there. You can also change to a black aluminum wheel if that's something you're looking for, but you do have kind of that flexibility. If you want to go something fancier like an Alcoa, you can always option that as well. It's just, these are custom built trailers. It's really up to you where you want to put your money, how you want to break everything down so that you have the trailer that you've always been wanting. As you'll notice, we've got these side extrusions going up pretty high on this trailer. These side extrusions I'm a big fan of. Not only do they give this a nice clean exterior look, but they're also a lot of structural strength to them. So they're triple hollow slats. Everything is tongue and grooved into one another. These hollow slats actually add a lot of structural strength to the side. So it prevents the trailers from bending and flexing as much, which helps them hold up a lot better over the long run. You'll notice you won't see any rivets or exterior metal fasteners on these trailers. They use a 3M tape, which is it's a very high bond tape. It's got the benefits of being a lot quieter than metal fasteners. It allows the aluminum sheets to expand and contract, because in the heat and cold they will expand and contract, so it allows for that. And then it's also a lot stronger than a mechanical fastener. So some of the cool things about these Cimarrons that maybe you can't see from the surface, but they're standard on every Cimarron. As we move our way back here, we've got a 60/40 door setup. I am a big fan of this door setup because if you have a really well-broke horse, mule, or donkey that you can just load into this space here, you don't have to open two doors, you don't have to manhandle a very large single door that maybe the wind tries to catch. So these 60/40 door setups are really, really great. If you need to, you can collapse this rear tack here, take out this saddle rack post, push it over, then you have a nice big wide entrance if you've got a horse that's maybe just a little bit nervous to get in and out. On these rear doors, you'll notice we've got a window here on the butt side, and that's really nice because that window allows you to open kind of your airflow, and it gets all that air to move over your horse's backs and keep them nice and cool. So I really am a big fan of that window on the rear there. You've got two awning lights here on this one. You can option it with just one, but we are a big proponent of having lots of load lights for your horses to step in and out of these trailers. So these two 8-inch awning lights throw off a lot of light, really light up this area so they can see where they're placing their feet. Very important to have a really safe loading experience for your horses. Got a butt strap here so that no horse is going to come flying out at you when you open this door. Just a nice little safety feature there. On this trailer, you've got Optibrite LED lights in the horse area. So once again, very bright, very inviting. The horse areas on these Norstars do come standard line and insulate. So you do have that added benefit of these horses are going to remain a lot cooler or more temperate. In the winter, it's not going to be an ice box back here. These Cimarrons, they really help regulate the temperature very well. You've got huge bus windows on the hip side here. If you're custom building one of these, it's always an option that you can throw drop downs on the hip side there. I know that a lot of people are a big fan of having as much airflow as possible, and if you do drop downs on the hip, sometimes you can kind of get away with just cracking those windows open on the front, and then their hay and feet isn't swirling around in their faces. So these are all options that we've done, that we do all the time on these custom trailers. On this trailer here, she started with a partial padded divider, so her horses are going to be nice and comfortable in here. They're also not going to have the aluminum rub on them and leave unsightly marks if they're a lighter color. But something she added on after the fact is one of her friends has an over-under divider, and that's where you've got this additional piece here that makes it into kind of a stud divider. She can take this part off if she doesn't like it, or if she doesn't want to use it, but the option is there. If she needs to throw some stuff up in the front and doesn't want it to slide back into her horse's legs, she's got that option. So really cool to have that kind of custom last-minute add for her there. Drop downs on the head side. You can see the pass-through door that we talked about earlier up front. You've got roof vents over each stall. These rear Tack rooms are really easy to manipulate and change. What I like to do is kind of slide these over and give myself lots of room. It's almost easier when there's a saddle holder on here already because it kind of gives you some leverage. But you've got this pin here that you just pull out. And then what you do is you just need to collapse that pin up above and you kind of just walk it out towards you. So really easy to change these around. Set this here. Hope it doesn't fall. And then once you've done that, it's as simple as folding this one in and you can kind of go all the way to the wall here. It's nice and securely latched back. You're not going to have to worry about any horses having any sharp areas that they can nick or cut themselves on. These Cimarrons, almost everything has a radius to it. It's going to be really, really horse safe for your equine friends that like to hurt and damage themselves. I did mention earlier that there were some more bridle hooks in the rear tack, so these are nice and smooth, nothing for your horses to get caught or cut on, and these are not plastic. A lot of people look at these and they think that these are plastic. These are actually aluminum bridle hooks that they've coated, and they're really heavy duty. They hold up really well. I know a lot of people are big fans of them. Bridle hooks are very easy to add on, so if you're somebody that has a lot of bridles and you want to have rows and rows of them, just ask us. It's something we can easily add on to your quotes. So on this rear here, very similar to the other side, minus these huge drop-down windows. We have the option to have so much airflow moving through these trailers on these Cimarrons. You really have the ability to manipulate these with the bus windows on the front as well as the drop downs, the bus windows on the hip, the rear window on the rear door, and the roof vents, not to mention your insulated standard roof. So these Cimarrons, your horses are going to be really, really comfortable temperature wise. The ride on these Cimarrons, I don't think I've ever pulled a better trailer than a Cimarron trailer. They use engineers to figure out where the axles need to be placed on these trailers, which makes them really well balanced, which means you don't get the jerking and the chucking into your back of your truck that you do on some other trailers. So if you're looking for a really safe, well-built, great pulling trailer, the Cimarron brand is something you should definitely check out. I know you guys love this trailer and you're wishing it was available. Unfortunately, somebody has already got this one set aside. She did a lot of cool changes on it. If you really like this setup and you want one just like it, or maybe something similar, and you want us to adjust what we have based off of this one to something that you really would love, you can always give me a call and reference my stock number. It's 5N210682. You can reach me. My name is Callie Say. My phone number is 970-309-6368. Or if you want to email me, I can shoot you a text of my email. I really appreciate everybody taking the time to check out this video with me today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for tuning in.